She was strong, she was smart, she had a great sense of who she was.
A grief-stricken father remembering the good times he shared with his daughter Veronica Weiss the past 19 years.
She had a real great mind for math, and she wanted to work in the financial area. She couldn't wait to graduate, even though she was only a freshman.
He says he's not angry at the man accused of taking his daughter's life.
I'm sad for everyone, including the young man, Rodger, and his parents. They've been through hell.
Their family's hell started Friday night. Bob Weiss says he got a call from Veronica's sorority sister saying they couldn't get a hold of the 19-year-old UCSB freshman. After hearing about the Isla Vista shootings, they drove to Santa Barbara and found one of Veronica's sorority sisters.
We went to the hospital, to the emergency room, and there was a girl there that was a sister of Veronica's, and she was going to be released.
But no sign of Veronica. Santa Barbara County authorities weren't telling them anything. Waiting for word they say was excruciating. So they drove to one of 12 crime scenes and used the Find My iPhone app to track down their daughter.
The phone was communicating to us Veronica's exact whereabouts and basically tracked it to the coroner's office.
Several hours later, authorities confirmed what they already knew.
A couple of the sheriffs ushered us into a nearby church where there were a couple of pastors waiting, and they said, we can confirm that we lost Veronica.
Her parents don't know why they lost Veronica, a Tri Delta member, outside Alpha Phi's sorority house.
She might have just been walking past their sorority on her way to her sorority. With Katie and the other girl who survived.
In order to keep our kids alive, he says we must find better ways to help those suffering from a mental illness.
The kids keep dying. The kids keep dying. The guns keep showing up everywhere.
Bob Weiss had a special bond with his daughter Veronica. She was his firstborn child, and he was a stay-at-home dad until she was 12.
So I changed her diapers, took her to preschool, taught her how to throw a ball.
The two were almost inseparable. Veronica headed off to university less than a year ago, and now her father is having to do something.
How were you sure that she was gone?
We got on her iPhone and located it in the middle of the crime scene. And then we actually were looking at the phone while they were moving her body away from the, probably to take her to the morgue.
They knew then that she was one of the girls who died here on the front lawn of this sorority.
It's preposterous that a kid who's in that bad of shape could go to 3 different gun stores and buy an arsenal. But it happens all the time.
Weiss wishes Rodger had known the truth about who he actually killed.
She was kind. She was the person who would reach out to the kids who weren't the popular kids, some of the nerdy kids, some of the kids that were a little bit like this Rodger kid described himself as being kind of a little bit of an outcast.
Now the Weisses and the other victims' families are left with only memories to turn to remind them of who their children really were.
The outpouring of support and love. I can say this, when somebody close to you dies, reach out to the survivors, because even though it feels awkward and you don't have anything to say, every little word, every little sentence on Facebook, it all means something. It means that
Martinez and 6 others are dead.
It was an extraordinary moment when you walked into the news conference.
They talk about gun rights. What about Chris's right to live?
Very unexpected. Why did you do that?
To honor the memory of my son, to make it try to mean something. That's why I'm here. If there's all these things in the media about the shooter and there's nothing about the victims, then it sends the wrong message. And that people need to understand that real people died here.
Chris Martinez was just 20 years old, an English major at UCSB. He went to the Ivy Deli Mart to get a snack Friday night when the gunman opened fire. The boy who loved sports as a child dreamed of being a lawyer like his father.
He's our only child, and he died on Friday. I'm 61 years old now. I'll never have another child. He's gone. You're sitting out there safe in your family room with your children safely around you, and I'm telling you, they walk out on that street, it can happen. It's happened far too many times now.
I don't even know how many mass shootings I've covered. I don't know how many parents I've interviewed who've been in the position you've been in. How do you make that difference? How do you, as one parent, make that difference?
I can anticipate that the NRA and some of the gun people are going to be saying it's the rants of a grieving father. He's just emotional, and we shouldn't be listening to him. But in fairness to me, I think I can be both emotional and rational at the same time.
Martinez is a veteran, has owned guns, but wants to know why a mentally
At the same time.
Martinez is a veteran, has owned guns.
At the same time.
Martinez is a veteran, has owned guns, but wants to know why a mentally unstable man legally owned 3 semi-automatic handguns and hundreds of rounds.
Where is the leadership? Where are the friggin' politicians that will stand up and say, we need to do this. We're going to do something. Those gutless bastards have done nothing, and my son died because of it. It's outrageous, absolutely outrageous.
He's talking about Newtown, Connecticut. 20 children, 6 adults.
To the microphones now and make a statement. Looks like the family is there, and they're getting ready to come to the microphone. So statement. Looks like the family is there, and they're getting ready to come to the microphone. So looks like the family is there, and they're getting ready to come to the microphone. So we'll listen.
Kid died because nobody responded to what occurred at Sandy Hook. Those parents lost little kids. It's bad enough that I lost my 20-year-old, but I had 20 years with my son. That's all I ever have. But those people lost their children at 6 and 7 years old.